we spend so much time to understand the sources of the chilul.
But the rabbis certainly would be more lenient. They may not say it's mutah, but be more lenient before 40 days and after 40 days, wouldn't they?
Again, as far as abortion.
Okay, I know it's a different topic.
So let's put it this way. Any Jewish woman that is raped, if she goes to the doctor the next day, she would have any problem. All the noise that the mother and people do is because she's embarrassed. Until she discovers she is pregnant, now she will go to the doctor the next day, the next week, and do it, finish.
Mm-hmm. And now you don't even have to, you can get a pill.
It's always a this. People are trying to bend the halacha to let them eat the cheeseburger and etc. And look at second, take the Shulchan Aruch and then the Gemara.
But the Ran had to go out of his way to mention 40 days, to make the distinction.
He says it exactly because of your point.
Yeah.
I showed Eli this morning, that we don't have too many Gemarot with the Ran. But the Ran in Perek Shmini in Yom HaKippurim says like this. I'll show you inside the Gemara a second, but okay, you know what, we can start with the Gemara, then we'll get to it. Open a second, Masechet Yoma, 83. '82 is better. 82. Yoma Pei Bet Amud Aleph. Ubara sheiricha. A woman is pregnant. She's passing a steakhouse, and she goes into convulsions. Ma'achilim ota benan kosher. It is a Mishnah. Remember, this is a Mishnah written by Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi. Who is in danger? She or the baby? Right. Look at the Rashi. Rashi is very simple. If you know Rashi's style, Rashi is a commentator. If I learn the Mishnah without looking at Rashi, I would say her life is in danger. This is statistics, yes. Your wife is pregnant, she wakes up, she wants a pickle. What does it mean? She wants this and this ice cream. Yes? Look at the Rashi, Joseph. וברא שהריחה העובר מריח ריח תבשיל והוא מתעבר לו ואם אינה אוכלת רש"י clearly שניהם מסוכנים. What did Rashi have to say? שניהם. If she is in danger, who cares about the baby? The Rashi says clearly the baby is in sakana. So I showed Eli before we started. Eli was asking yesterday when it comes to, let's say, to abortion. So, you know, all the tshuvot, the cases, babies, all this interesting stuff. So basically, they divide the pregnancy to after 3 months, before 6 months, before 3, under 40, when Rav Ovadia talks about it, he brings it from Rav Winterman. It's kimat not considered pregnancy as far as abortion.
But the question was, no, can you mechalel Shabbat?
I'm giving the introduction I'm giving the introduction to understand what we are about to say. So I'm reading now in Rabbeinu Nissim on this topic, and he says as follows. Listen carefully how he starts. ואף אגב דתנן, האישה מקשה לילד, a woman has difficult labor and the labor is in danger in her life, מביאים סכין ומחתכים אותו עבר. We are permitted to kill the unborn child. Why? Because her life is in danger. Alma, you see from that before the baby is born, right? What gives us the right to kill the baby to save the mother? We never do that. Answer is not considered a full human being. So you might say that when it comes to desecrate Shabbat to serve this unfinished baby, yes, אבל בעובר לא. So he says like this. This is what he says. אפילו אחרי לעניין שמירת מצוות מחללים עליו שבת. אמרה התורה, listen, he quotes this, חלל עליו שבת אחת, שמא ישמור שבתות הרבה. remember, שבת אחת, שמא, זאת אומרת, אני מסכים לו, הוא אומר שלום. I'm not sure if this pregnancy is going to, but statistically speaking, a regular pregnancy, שמה מוסיף, הלקח, אפילו בהצלת עובר פחות מבין 40 יום, שאין בו חיות כלל, מחללים, כדעת בעל הלכות גדולות. This was his question yesterday, and the logic is, again, we began 2 days. Based on his interpretation. I mean, remember this the Bahag 11 Pshat in the Mishnah. So basically, we began with the Orach Chaim. The Orach Chaim, we looked inside, says, and the pasuk v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat. It says, when would we desecrate Shabbat to save a sick person? Only if we know that he would make it for another Shabbat. We looked yesterday, Shulchan Aruch openly in Shir Chavtet, even if he has 5 minutes.
Right.
So, I mean, after basically, the Orach Chaim is saying there are many sources that you are permitted and obligated to desecrate Shabbat. He says that this pasuk, which teaches us that even an unborn child is only if you know this baby has a good chance. That's what the doctors are saying. The best we can do is maybe, but see, this is but this is the point. Omer Orach Chaim, and that you wouldn't be able to do.
But this Ran, is it? That maybe doesn't agree with Rashi.
Okay.
Because
okay, there's
you
a
can't say
discussion.
the baby smells before 40 days.
Okay, this is the smell is a different question. This is definitely when she's 4, 5, 6, 7 months.
Right.
I don't know,
But he's making a
אבל
hadush.
מה שרש"י כתב בסוף, שניהם, מה שהוסיפו משפט שאין לזה הסבר. No, but there's no need. With the Mishnah said the mother is in danger. Now go back to the Gemara there, Larry. Go back to the Gemara in Pei-Bet.
But if you know actually the baby is going to be problematic,
This
and
is
the thing,
the
the baby's not going to be
this
able
is
to
exact-
shomer Shabbat.
This is exactly what the Orach Chaim is hinting.
Even
How
can you know that?
what you know, Christ told me is you know it has a real issue. If you know.
Look a second in the Gemara in that Pei-Bet. The Mishnah told us that a pregnant woman passes a steakhouse, non-kosher on Yom Kippur, you'll give her to eat until you see that she's back to herself. Look at the Gemara there.
Is it a scientific thing, Rabbi? Like, there's a lot of time that you envy something, you don't get it. What
Every
happens?
real rabbi, not an elected local rabbi, has a team of real doctors, not doctors that got it from Mexico. I mean, real rabbis have real doctors, biggest in the field, and they give them advice. He says, yeah, here the halakha is connected directly to medicine.
So you know the 40 days, very close to the heartbeat law that they passed in some states.
Yes, it's very close.
Right? 9 days difference.
And
so in some states they pass you can't do an abortion after 7 weeks
Interesting.
because it's 7 weeks. That's when you can hear the heartbeat.
No, but this
So you have 49 days, you have 40 days.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Look now in the Gemara, Joseph. Pay attention, this we're moving to a fascinating topic now. Pei-Bet, the Gemara. And the bottom. Tanu Rabbanan, Ubara she'iricha basar kodesh. She is passing the house of a Kohen. The Kohen is making this barbecue.
Yeah.
But the meat that he has is not good for her. O basar chazir.
Which one is better?
No, it's
Turuma or
Please listen carefully to the Gemara. תוכבים לה כוש ברוטב ומניחים לה על פיה. First,
What's kosher?
you take like a toothpaste, not toothpaste, a little piece of wood,
Wood.
you dip it in the gravy and you put it near your lips. Maybe the smell.
Get it. Satisfy
Step
the craving.
one, step one,
Satisfy the craving.
step one. אם התיישבה דעתה, if the craving is gone, מותר. ואם לאו, please listen good now, you give her first the
Gravy
gravy,
itself.
the gravy. אם התיישבה דעתה,
מותר.
מותר. ואם לאו, מאכילים אותה the actual meat, שאין לך דבר שעומד לפני פיקוח נפש. Now this is clear in the Gemara.
Why do they say shuman? What is
No,
shuman?
shuman means what really smells good is the fat, the fatty part of the meat. It means the actual meat.
Shuman is not a
Shuman,
suet.
no.
This
This
is
is
shuman.
the actual meat.
Okay. Meat.
Now, here
Best of the meat.
you see clearly in the Gemara that every time a person has to eat on Kippur or to try to minimize, first give her just the whiff.
But that's
Then
not
give
us,
her
the rule.
the rotev, which is ta'am, not ikar. Ta'am ke'ikar, yes? And then the
weight
third
is gonna
step,
make me want it more.
Yeah.
no, if
No.
remember, Rajat Hashem Nafsha. Now, this is base, go now to Daf Pei Gimel.
I think in the case of women also, it's not necessarily physical, it's emotional.
It
Hormonal
makes
things
it like,
are not necessarily
no,
rational.
it's fine, but
No,
the
you're-
reality
You
is,
smell you want to eat something, it's because you're hungry. That's emotional.
but in reality, it triggers,
Yeah, no question.
and we have external signs.
But people who doesn't know about these rules, like they envy something, they just ignore it. What happens to them? Like scientifically, what happens to these pregnant people who
Like,
doesn't know about this
but-
rule?
Oh, you mean that they don't with it?
They envy meat and they
They
don't
don't
get it.
have-
They don't go after it.
Yosef,
Then what happens?
this Mishnah is based on statistics.
Yeah.
It's called, when I teach it, I tell the kids, go to this site and tell me the statistics. Oh, yeah, it's exactly. Yeah.
Women's
Today-
cravings are-
today,
pregnant women's cravings
In
are common knowledge.
2025,
Yeah, but what happens if you don't get it?
so
Apparently,
statistics
harm.
says that her life might be in danger or the baby's life.
I mean, it's a real craving, not like we say, honey, I want
Of
ice
course,
cream.
exactly.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't happen.
No, they want ice cream, but shows you the seed. Now, go later. Go to the Mishnah in Daf Pei Gimel now. Pei Gimel. Larry, have it Pei Gimel, 83, the Mishnah.
Yep.
Misha Achazo Bulmus. This is not a pregnant woman.
it's an art thing.
Misha Achazo Bulmus. I mean, I read numerous articles, people in concentration camp, to come to a point that your color starts to change and you're unable to look good because you are so hungry. מאכילים אותו אפילו דברים טמאים עד שיאורו עיניו. Look at the Rashi, please. Look at the Rashi. מי שאחזו בולמוס, חולי, a disease that grapples you, האוחז מחמת רעבון. If you are very hungry, עיניו כאות, you start to lose your eyesight. This is today, in today's day and age. והוא מסוכן למות. וכשמראיתו חוזרת, when you regain your ability to see clearly colors and taste.
But this is pashut after the
Good.
isha.
Okay, באישה, everyone agrees as he said before, that it's not a real bulmos. Sometimes it's psychology. Good. Tanu Rabbanan, look at the Gemara, Tanu Rabbanan. מניין היו יודעים שאליו, how do you know that he regains his strength, שהעירו אליו מי שיבחין בטוב לרע. He's able to say, this is a good cake, this is a fine. Now look to this. תנו רבנן, מי שאחזו בולמוס, מאכילים אותו הקל הקל. Remember, we have to give him the first available food, because otherwise his life is in
They
danger.
use the worst of the meats. If you divide meat into three categories, it's me'ah, probably the worst, right?
What do you mean? The Gemara
Because it
gives-
smells like a horse.
the Gemara is giving you a list now. Tevel unevela. If it's in Israel and you have a choice to give him grapes that are tevel, which is mita b'dei shamayim, benevela, or pork, give him the nevela, give him the pork. Why the pork is only 39 lashes, and the tevel grapes. The Truma and Maaser were not taking. It's mita b'dei shamayim.
Wow.
You would imagine the other ones.
I would never take the.
No, but this is why the Gemara has to say. Everyone would say like you. The Gemara is saying if you put both of them on scale, he's going to do an avera where he has to eat. Next one is tevel ushvit. It's the same idea. If you have perod, certain fine. What do you see here? You see here that even if a man's life is in danger, yes, we are trying. We have to save him. We have to do whatever we have to, but we're trying to minimize, not to give him. Okay. Now the question is, Sam, how does it feel? We're learning for 2 days that you have to do whatever you can to save someone's life. Remember we read yesterday Shulchan Aruch. For Sfaradim, don't look for a goy. Don't look
Time
for.
was of the essence.
This is Shinui.
It
Yeah, but we
says,
had the other
why
Gemara
should
exactly
I
the
look for a
Shinui.
goy? Why should I look for a goy? If it says here that if you have to give him to eat, try to make the
minimize it
kushat.
in one case.
This is
in
a
other cases
kushim,
not.
אתם מבינים? זה kushat.
This is in front of him, no?
It's a contradiction, Yinei Ubei. Yinei Ubei means the two,
What's the
open the
protocol?
Shulchan Aruch.
What's the protocol? I don't know why is it such a contradiction when you showed us the other Gemara with the Shinoi, then you do the Shinoi and then you by
Good,
yourself.
good, but I'm asking you, the Shulchan Aruch, for Ashkenazim, the perfect. For Sfaradim, it's קצת בעיה. Look now, Siman, take this. Sam, you have the Shulchan Aruch in front of you, Joseph. Siman, Taf Resh Yudchet. Taf Resh Yudchet. This is Yom Kippur. Okay? Taf Resh Yudchet is a chole b'Yom Kippur. Taf Resh Yudchet. Let me show you Sif 10. Yosef, give me the book here. Sif, oh, you have it, Yofi. Sif 10. Remember, this is how to treat a sick person on Kippur. This is the Siman. Every rabbi has to review it before every Yom Kippur.
And what Sif?
10.
Okay, thank you.
מי שאחזו בולמוס, והוא חולי שבא מחמת רעבון, וסימנו, what's the sign that the man is sick? I'm just showing you the שעיניו כהות, he starts to look, his ability, sits down, ואינו יכול לראות, מאכילים אותו מאכל איסור, we have to give it to eat immediately, and the only food available is non-kosher, give it to him. אם יש כאן שני מיני איסורים, אחד חמור מחברו, in the example we get, pork and tevel, מאכילים אותו הקר. Good. This is straight in Gemara. Go one page back, just one page back. סעיף זין. כשמאכילים את העוברות, when the woman is pregnant, and she has to eat on Yom Kippur, או את החולה, Vani will tell you what he did a few years on Yom Kippur here in Sharon Zion. מאכילים אותם מעט. Try to give them small amounts. Yes? Tell them what to do. Listen to what he told you because he practiced.
So I prepared little portions of 3/4 of an ounce of I needed protein, I needed certain things, so I prepared little packages of 3/4 of an ounce.
9 minutes?
And I think it was 10 minutes. And the water would have more frequently waters, like every 5 minutes and less than like an ounce and a half of water. And throughout the day, that's what I did.
The rabbi that told me to, this is the scene.
Eating till today, I'm fasting.
every
And I
night.
asked the rabbi, can still be like I'm fasting? Yes, you can take it out of the animal structure. take it out of the-
כשמאכילים את, again, כשמאכילים את העוברות או את החולה, מאכילים אותם מעט מעט, כדי שלא יצטרף לשיעור. To make sure that he does not consume. At one time, here in Yom Kippur, it's כותב בדגשה, it's approximately an hour and a half together. כך, מאכילים אותם every time you eat, כשני שלישי ביצה, 2/3 of a medium egg, וישעו and separate eating and drinking, כדי אכילת 4 ביצים. Fine, this is a Gemara. This is open Gemara, open Shulchan Aruch. How does this fit? Remember, this is Kippur. How does it fit what we saw yesterday? The Shulchan Aruch says, if a person is sick on Shabbat, don't look for a goy, don't try to ask a child, do whatever you take. It doesn't work. These two are not put together. Comes the Chaim of this, Sam, and he says, this was the Chaim of this. Tzara bomba, it threw a bomb. Look and see if I Tav Resh Yud, go back another page.
It's not really much of a question if you hold Chassi Shuos to Rabbanan. If you hold it, if it's a Sud or
I do
Raita, then
know.
fine.
You do know that the halacha is Chatzis Shul Mas'ud in the Torah to Morav Yochanan. Yes.
I didn't remember that. No, I didn't remember for sure.
This is why you had a good promotion, but here, open, you have a
I'll take
Gemara.
your word for it.
You know, it's still the same topic. Larry, open a
What's that?
second.
No, I didn't argue.
Yeah. You know, I teach that for me for many years. You know, that for me is Zraim, Moed, I teach Moed is the worst, because everyone remembers something, and it
May not
throws
be
in.
accurate. Right, okay.
I teach Kodashim to Gan Eden. No one can ever ask any question because you know nothing about it. If you learn Moed, I have now a fellow who's at Zoom from Miami every night. The man is probably 85, very educated. He was teaching chemistry and science in college for many years. He didn't really learn many years, but now he's in an age. So every night, he throws in something. What he's saying is correct. But it has nothing to do with the topic. You know, believe me, I restrain myself better than I used to. Basically, I was. You can do it. You know, the guy Behemet, you see that you learn. But the reason is because it's Sanhedrin and Kodashim, you could never do it. Understand?
Yeah.
And Shabbat and this, everyone has something that he press a button like. Remember something? Look at the Gemara.
I feel like I'm being taken out to the woodshed.
No. 7. Me and you are over 70. Eli is not 70 yet, so Eli is good.
So the gentleman has like a dementia or he's
No.
He has a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge, but you know.
Maybe it fits in like this.
No, but you know, and he means good. Through the years, he was a regular participant. I mean, the man understands. He learns for many years. Look a second. Yes.
Where are we?
Masechet Yoma Daf Ayin Dalet. Okay, Ayin Dalet. Look in the Larry, Ayin Dalet, 74 in the middle of the page. Ayin Dalet. Gufa. Right to Gufa. You see the word Gufa? Look at my finger. It's approximately half of the page. Gufa. Gufa here. Eli's question. Chatzis shiur means you take a bite from a cheeseburger, a bite only. Remember, not a bite, like
Tiny bite.
a tiny bite.
Less than a shiur.
חצי שיעור, רבי יוחנן אומר, אסור מן התורה. ריש לקיש אמר, מותר מן התורה. We're not going into the topic. What's the halacha, right? So look at the previous page, opposite page. 3, 6, 7. 7 lines from the bottom. You see again Rabbi Yochanan?
Yeah.
Rabbi Yochanan Amar Asur Min HaTorah. You see the word, the Yud over there? Eli?
Yeah.
Asur Min HaTorah. Here it says you where? Look at the Rambam. The Rambam said it 3 times. Halacha Chatzi Shur Asur Min HaTorah. To our Gemara that we are learning here, the Gemara that we are learning here is based on that.
Right.
Even if you give the Chole and Kippur, you give the
It's sure
pregnant
it's also-
woman, it's Asur, but it's less Asur. What's the difference between the gravy or the steak? The gravy is tam, taste. The steak is steak.
So the Hatzi Shiur,
Hatzi
less
Shiur is a-
bad than the full.
Correct,
than
correct,
less than
correct,
3/4 of
correct,
shiur.
correct. If
When you
someone
say
is
Hatzi, you mean Reva, Shlish,
no,
anything.
or 0.9,
Not-
there's no difference between 0.1 and 0.9. There's no-
Hey.
there's
It's only
And-
only half.
any amount. He's right. He's right.
Partial,
This is important.
partial.
Yeah, Chatzim is any amount. 0.9 is the same as 0.1. Furthermore,
So if a person has the ability to get satisfied with 2/10 of an ounce instead of 9/10 of an ounce, he better off taking 2/10?
No,
Doesn't
this is a
matter.
good question. It
The
doesn't
degree
matter.
doesn't matter.
In a minute,
Satisfaction
Any
level
amount.
is
in a
lower
minute.
somewhere else.
Okay, so now go back. Okay, so remember,
Okay,
Chatzim
Shiur is
Shur
Asur
Torah.
Torah.
Good.
Okay.
Now go now to Siman. So Siman Tav Resh Yudchet. Tav Resh Yudchet. Now remember, we raised the question. Remember when we saying now Chidush Gadol that in Brisk, who are the super machmirim, are following every Kippur this leniency. Listen carefully. See if I'm reading it slow. Pay attention to the text. חולה שצריך לאכול. יום כיפור, ministry, אם יש שם רופא בקיא, if the doctor there is not a Mexican food doctor, אפילו הוא עובד כוכבים, even if he's a Gentile, שאומר, אם לא יאכילו אותו, if you are not giving him food on כיפור, אפשר שיכבד עליו החורף, אפשר. It's possible that his sickness is going to be worse, ויסתכן.
So he's not in Sakana yet.
Oh,
That's
very
huge.
got it. Says Reb Chaim of Brisk, you know when you're giving him small quantities? Only in the preventive medicine, the preventive food. But if he was diagnosed
Immediate.
already
Then
in
it's no-
Sakana,
It doesn't matter because it's
no, but
hard
but
or
it's
because
brilliant to
better.
realize he's saying what
Yeah.
we learned yesterday that on Shabbat don't call a goy is the sakana
Slap
is
him down.
here. The
Immediate.
minute the sakana is here, don't
What is Ramban? How does Ramban write
look
this?
at that. It says,
So in Ronnie's
he
case,
said
is
it to
it,
Shulchan Aruch, be the Rambam, he be the first one to say it.
so in
But
Ronnie's
really-
case, is it preventive situation or is
So
it?
he's saying, no, but Shulchan Aruch says it. Look, the doctor says if you're not giving him food now, his blood pressure is going to go up and he might go
Then
into
it'll be
it.
dangerous.
It's,
Then
a,
it'll
it's
really
basically
be
it's basically a
It'll make
preventive
trickles
type of medicine which is here.
Like a
food.
diabetic.
It
has
says
to have a certain
only
amount.
so because I am preventive. When he ate on Yom Kippur, Baruch Hashem, he was out of, but he has to eat. I told you, I saw an Erev Kippur, a man comes to shul with big, the 40-ounce bottle of Poland Spring. Says to me, I got a new kidney 2 weeks ago. The doctor says I have to drink every day, no matter what, 40 ounces of water. Now,
Wow.
he asked the doctor right away, does it make a difference if I drink 6 ounces at a time? Or says, by the end of every day, you have to finish this
Consume that
bottle.
non-liquid.
So he came with a small cup, and every 10 minutes he took a.
Finish the Siman.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
how does
yeah,
this
yeah.
fit with- well, how does this fit with Gemara though, Shia so Bumos, and they're telling of one is better than the other. If Bumos is sakana mamash, then it doesn't matter what he eats, one shouldn't be better than the other, right?
Right. But the sakana by a bulmus is only a sakana because of the food. So basically, to stop the sakana, he has to have food. But when a man has a stroke, a man has a heart problem, a man has other problems, his life is in danger, and the food is only to give him strength. Tremendous difference. By bulmus, what he needs is calories,
Right.
smell, and taste. So I have to give him something. So the one that is less asur. Let's continue a second.
Rabbi,
Yeah, go ahead, yes.
when you said, when Sammy made the yuk that it said the Yistakain, right?
Reb Chaim's the you. Reb Chaim said, yeah,
Right, so how does Reb Chaim deal with the Rambam in Shvitas Asor,
yeah.
Perek Bet Halacha Chet?
Look at the Rambam.
Yes. So the Chaim took
I
it.
mean, he knew the Rambam better than me, I hope.
No, but the Rambam, as long as the Rambam doesn't say the opposite of Chaim, no, but remember, he basically what he is saying is the minute you are diagnosed, remember, not local doctors, not the jokes we have today with halacha. The guy is sick. Says, don't talk about this or that. Do whatever you have to do, which means you can drink right away the regular amount. Right? In Brisk today, everyone that comes to ask questions, so how is this preventive or is it now? Listen carefully. Let's say the doctor does say that the man has to drink. I drink only. Ask all my kids all day. They drink always water during the meal. And Shabbat, some wine. Now, if I have to drink on Kippur, if I drink milk, it's much better than water. You realize? Remember, my body really needs liquid.
So it gives you some nutrients.
Or because the milk gives me nutrients. Or if I drink orange juice.
So should you take the minimum?
But do you need that nutrients, right?
Is the right. So
For your
is
item,
the
whatever it is.
pleasure that I have, the extra pleasure, also goes into the akala
Same
kalora.
thing with coffee. It's in milk with coffee before on Shabbat morning. Can you do it? Can you not do it? It's
So
a
now
it's a
I'm
whole
drinking
plan.
water.
You gave us that class.
So
Some people need orange juice in the morning before shul, and then it's a whole. You gave us a shul.
the story on Shabbat is a little derabanan. Here we're talking about Torah, Chumash. The Chumash says not to eat on Kippur. Not you can eat whatever you want on Shabbat. It's maybe Isur derabanan.
But
So
you
by
know,
Shabbat, everyone, I have to drink every morning. So before I leave the house every morning, I take a cup of water or 2 cups. I come here, I take another one. So you also need at our age, you must
24
drink.
before I get it.
You just
24 ounces.
you have to drink approximately 8 cups a day, which is
Yes.
approximately 48 ounces. On Shabbat, the reason why me and you cannot have coffee or cake in the morning is how can you think about your stomach before you think about God?
well, that comes from Lo Ta'amod Al Dam Reyecha, no?
No, not
Different-
about
no,
no,
different-
you read
different-
Lo Tuchlad, I'm sorry. But you know, sorry. But you know, the Rambam has a fact that halacha chet in the Rambam has a great possibilities. What happens if the person says that he has to have it, and the doctor says he doesn't have to have it?
This is, we are holding in this Siman in the Shulchan Aruch, don't
That's
worry.
Lubavitch when they pray at 10 in the morning. They're eating coffee and cake. And we're looking 10 o'clock in the morning, Rabbi.
You have to
10
realize,
o'clock in the
no,
morning.
but you have to
eating
realize
coffee
the
and cake.
starting point of Lubavitch is my job is to take a man
I know.
in Ragua to bring him to shul.
Yeah.
Right.
Lubavitch starts always one step ahead. If I'm not doing it, I was attending once and spent the Shabbat in Mount Sinai. Right? So I had a shul, I forgot which shul in your neighbor was there. Shmatov, Shachrit was over 11:30. The rabbi says, okay, Rabotai, now we are going to pray Mincha and to take the Sefer Torah.
They did it after lunch with us to 1:30.
11:30?
They did. Yes.
So the rabbi
Rabbi does it right
realized,
after lunch.
the rabbi realized nobody is going to come in after. Okay, I have to walk.
He
I
grabs
felt very
every
bad.
out of them.
But I understood exactly what he was doing.
I didn't understand the first time, Rabbi. Shenzhen.
So you have to understand, if you Chabad is serving a segment of Jewish that we are not paying
Sam, you
attention
never had
to.
that? China?
They're
They
very
do Mincha right after lunch. Right after lunch.
no, but they're
You're
very
right, Rabbi.
dedicated.
I didn't understand
It's
that.
a
They are
mission,
very. This is the mission. Forget now Mutar, Asur, this, that. Blah, blah.
They grab another minute. They
I
get
prayed twice today. I prayed. Dr. Orlansky told me we had a German. You know, when you went to family,
Yeah.
You remember Rabbi, the head of the med department was Chaim, what was his name? Dr. Chaim. Okay, anyway, he said when he became teaching math in public school, again in the class, he comes to his chairman to tell him to do the war. What am I supposed to do? אף אחד לא מבין public school. Says, listen carefully. Come to the class, good morning. Open the book. Today, we're dealing with the following problem. This is good. Write the problem on the blackboard. Copy the problem. Okay? I'm teaching you now how to solve the problem. You write it on the blackboard, copy it. Says to him, no one understands
point,
what,
yeah.
but when he goes home, you know the problem. Says you don't understand. Otherwise, the kid walks home.
Wow.
He made the effort.
He
Genius.
says it took him months to realize how much psychology is there. You understand? The kid
He writes it on the
right
blackboard, he
through.
makes the kid write it.
Slowly, after a few months, okay.
He started.
No, but this it's brilliant.
Things are 10 times worse now than when in his days.
They can't write.
His name was
They
Rabbi-
can't even write.
His name was Rabbi Bo.
Rabbi Morris. He was tall and
No, no, no.
yeah, I remember.
He was about Shuvah in Lubavitch. He was
I didn't know
Lubavitch. He was Lubavitch. No, Lubavitch has a mission to take all the Jews that with biases, their lost souls, let them feel that they're doing okay. This is for the class
They're
in Sharet.
amazing, they're amazing, Rabbi. They're
I
amazing.
know, but you have to.
One rabbi asked me, which religion is closest to Judaism? I don't know which one, Lubavitch.
It's not fair to look at it this way because you do realize it's the same as biases. You're not stepping. You're not taking.
Yeah,
this-
no, shtick also.
You're not.
But it's a
You're
lot.
not taking yourself.
Rebbe, Mashiach,
Okay, no, the Mashiach is a different story. Forget the
Believe it or
this
not,
is the same package. But I agree with you, they're doing.
Sammy, leave that item
Listen,
alone.
When you travel,
Don't go there.
it's an
Not only
oasis.
travel.
Fantastic.
Not only travel, you take Jews that are. You take Jews. We have a teacher in Abayas, very good teacher. She says to me, my husband was a genius in math. His parents taught him not religious, neither he. He said, he moved to Miami, he goes to college, he went to the Baptist. He goes, are you Jewish? Yes. Yeah. Anyway, today you have to see it. Completely religious, and he studied with that. And a guy, his husband has a PhD.
They're amazing, Rabbi, they're amazing.
No, but remember, the chokhmah is to realize this is what they do, but they have to know the boundaries. We have to know our own boundaries.
Right.
It's a
Their
big
boundaries sometimes
It's a
doesn't
big
overlap with
chokhmah.
our
If you
boundaries.
expand it too much, it's
Even the
dangerous.
shilichim, they go some places no minyan. They have maybe a hate for years,
So
so they're
says-
trying to get a minyan.
For sure.
Says,
I like this halacha.
no, I'm going. This is what Larry picked up. Don't worry.
So if I have the option of drinking water or soda, I like soda better. I should have
So
water.
I'm going
That's the
back.
point.
This is a big machloket between the two greatest achronim 150 years ago. Again, I have to drink on Kippur. If I drink milk, obviously I get more nutrients.
Yeah.
Says,
Do you need those nutrients, Rabbi? Do you need them?
no, but I'm going to desecrate Kippur anyway.
No, Friday needs
But I
water,
understand, I
but
understand.
milk would be better for you. You don't drink milk.
Says the Or Gadol, היה גאון מבהיל מאוד, he said, absolutely אסור.
Yeah.
Says,
Asur,
what you
asur,
need is
More than
liquid.
necessary.
Yes.
You need milk. Comes the Or Sameach who died in 1929, and he says, no, the minute Kippur is mutar,
Well,
it's mutar.
Oh,
And
that's a
about the
philosophical.
So going back to your question,
Yeah.
רב שלמה זלמן אוירבך, הלכה למעשה,
You broke it, you broke it. Or
הלכה למעשה, used to tell it to people who are really sick. Now, the man comes to my shul with the 40 ounces of Poland Spring. He definitely would not have deficiency. Why? The only reason you drink it today is because you have a new kidney. A new kidney, your body must have a lot of water. The milk is not going to make any difference, and you're a healthy man. Remember, he's a regular man like me and you, but if you're not drinking,
you got a new kidney.
the kidney is a problem. But to regular, real cholim, Reb Shlomo Zalman used to say, give your father milk, give him orange juice, give him grape
The
juice.
guy is like, okay, milk, look good.
No, but really,
nourishment.
again,
Nourishment or
the
liquid.
doctor says he needs liquid. I had here a fellow.
As good as achila, not nourishment.
I had here a fellow.
Otherwise, I can't take a.
I have
drink.
He's a relative of yours. His wife was at the 8th month. 8 months before Kippur, the doctor says she has to drink on Kippur because otherwise she might go into early labor. Okay? By her, it's only liquid. You realize it's only to prevent the early. She's a regular woman. She's doing sports. By her, we would not have this.
So you can have she have a chatzi shul, she's allowed.
I don't know, I told
Okay.
him, here, tell your wife, every 10 minutes, she doesn't have to come to shul. Stay home, she can stay in bed, every 10 minutes, have a drink.
And it doesn't matter what she drinks, you're saying?
No,
Rabbi,
it should be only a woman.
Okay,
Rabbi Prague?
A healthy woman.
okay, no, fine, fine.
She's a healthy woman. I'm saying by chole ragil, an old man, every extra calories.
Why is
needs a-
Kosek that way? Kosek the other way, it doesn't, once you're allowed anything.
That's the-
Oh, wait, Rabbi Prague.
Why am I allowed? This woman is a preventive. Remember, she's fine, she's pregnant. We are trying to stop
doesn't
her from
need-
going into early labor. Yes. Shlomo Zalman used to say, by old people, extra calories is life. You have to push your mother to eat every day, don't you? I mean, not to push, but what keeps her going is the type of food, the amount of food that she eats. By her, instead of drinking on Kippur water, she drinks grape juice. So our juice, much better.
But Rabbi Prague, yesterday you said, so let me ask you, that Sulla guy comes in, you open up the light in that room, or should you open the light in the whole apartment? I mean, you do the least.
Okay, yeah, of course, only in the room, yes.
Right. I mean, it's not that expression when the messen chaza lesem brinnen. I mean, that makes no sense. I mean, it
Now
gets.
let's go to Sammy's other point, but this one said Sahar. We are going to read now two chidushim. The patient's opinion counts as a doctor and sometimes stronger than a doctor. But again, not an American teenager that by 10 o'clock in the morning, I need to stay. I teach every morning. I come now, I teach double class. 5 minutes into the period, half of the class is dead. I can't. I'm fasting. I'm fasting. Regularly they eat at 11. Today they're fasting, Rabbi. We can't. No, but you see,
Mind over
no,
matter.
but this is the point. ככה היה רבא, תערי is there. He's talking about when the patient says, I
Legitimate concern. legitimate-
No, but he says, the Rambam says, sheyesh bo sakana.
I'm going to read you, I mean, it's based on Gemara, believe me. Now let's read now, go back to the Shulchan Aruch, okay? לא, תף רש י"ח, סיפה. חולה שצריך לאכול, אם יש שם רופא בקיא, אפילו הוא עובד כוכבים שאומר, אם לא יאכילו אותו, גוי אפשר שיכבד עליו החולי ויסתכל, מאכילים אותו. ואם צריך לומר, שמא ימות, which means it's needless to say that if the doctor say he might die, even if he says he
Just get sicker.
אפילו אם החולה אומר אינו צריך. The patient says, I don't need it. We're not interested in your opinion, the doctor's opinion. שומעים לרופא. But, listen to this. This is a Gemara. אם החולה אומר צריך אני, אפילו 100 רופאים אומרים אינו צריך, שומעים לחולה.
So if the Chole says I need, then don't bother calling the doctor.
This is why I gave you the introduction to the students in the class. This is not, I'm hungry. I feel that internally, if I'm not having a drink now, I eat. My father-in-law, Rabbi Shalom, had a very good friend, Nietzsche Topolo, European survivor. He made a big heart problem, and he had a lot of money. He took the best doctors in the money. He comes to the doctor and he says, "Doctor, I feel that something is wrong."
Yeah.
Says to Nietzsche, "A week ago we gave you head to toe. You're fine." Says,
Something is in
and
here.
he says to him, if you have extra money, I'll do it for you again. But you realize it's a private doctor. He took the head of the department. He gave him the test again. And he told him you're perfect. The next day he had a massive heart attack.
Wow.
No, I never forget. My father came home shivering.
And he
I
told
was,
the doctor,
I
I'm not
was
like
there.
the
No, the doctor said I agree.
It was nothing that
The
showed up on
machine
the
did
test.
not show anything, but this is this halacha. This is this halacha. But remember, we're talking about serious people. Not the man says, I really feel it.
But what could the doctor do if the guy is
No,
No,
he's
it's
not
not the doctor's
doing. We're not
fault.
The
we're not
patient
accusing.
has some
We're
merit.
not accusing. We're showing.
Patient has merit.
No, I say,
100 doctors are telling him you
Heike, chill.
to eat. He says, I feel if
It's-
I'm
it's-
not. But listen carefully.
You gotta feed them.
This is Aleph, listen. רופא ב' רופא אחד אומר צריך, ורופא אחד אומר אינו צריך, it's a 50-50, and you tell him eat. Now, look at Gimel, it's fascinating. אם החולה ורופא אחד אומרים שאינו צריך, the patient and the doctor supports him, he doesn't have to eat. ורופא אחד אומר צריך, one doctor says yes, serious, או שהחולה אינו אומר כלום, this is a good one. One doctor says you have to eat, two are saying אינו צריך, אין מאכילים אותו. As this concept goes through the Shas, 2,711 pages. My
Well, can you say it again? Can you say that again?
isn't good. Two doctors
says
are
yes.
saying he doesn't have to eat. One says he definitely has to. We would say it's a safek, says Shulchan Aruch, majority wins. Only because it's 2 against 1. Now, listen to the next one.
He comes in.
Listen to the next one. אם שניים אומרים צריך, if two doctors say yes, and 100 say he doesn't have to, he would eat. The minute you have two, you realize?
Oh.
So
Not as a majority.
two against one, the two wins.
It's a simple
It's
majority.
majority.
2 against 100, you're gonna
The
let me.
minute two are saying yes, regardless how many are saying no. It's fascinating
Oh.
concept.
Rabbi, but we have him,
No, but
and he
we-
himself wants
Once
to
he
eat.
says- once he
he's
says-
neutral. He's
He's neutral. He says,
Yeah, once he says I need to eat,
I don't know if we have the case of your mother-in-law's friend.
If he's not neutral, you follow him. In
Yeah.
the case
Look,
of
wherever
neutral, that's what we're
the
talking about.
minute he
If
says,
he's not neutral.
says I
If
need,
he's not neutral, you listen to him.
correct.
What if he's
not
not
neutral?
Muslims,
No, no,
you
no.
got 100, say no.
it's 8 o'clock, Rabbi Prague, it's 8 o'clock.
Yes,
Now we're talking
yeah,
about
I have to go. It's fascinating.
Right, actually,
He says, I don't need
Qualification,
David, we can
Oh,
take those.
Then
we can
you
take that.
follow, or he says, I don't need qualification or revision.
This, what?
qualification or revision, let's say.
Okay, so he's saying here, Joseph has a good point. What happens if you have the head of the department?
They're not equal.
Unless,
Oh, he has, the Rambam has that. Be careful.
yes.
Or religious